Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. We've been going over that videos in December will be slightly different as I'm trying to take some time off because I never take time off. So it's like a bit of a time jump, if you will. You'll understand. MicroStrategy has become one of the most popular companies on the planet recently. If you didn't see it, there was a, what was it? They were in the news because their stock became more popular than I think Apple, Tesla, and some other big company. Like trading wise, like more people have been buying MicroStrategy than these companies. Their volume is up like significantly. And this has to do in part, if large part, with them accumulating Bitcoin. They began to gain fame within this market by announcing years ago that they were accumulating like 1,000 Bitcoin, 3,000 Bitcoin. And a lot of the big news that we had in 2024 was that it took them 2 years to accumulate, I think, 200 something thousand. No. I think it was like 194,000 Bitcoin, if that's the exact number. That then became controversial when we heard that BlackRock got into the space. And BlackRock had reached that number within, I think, 4 or 5 months. I mean, it's weird, the rivalries that rich people have. Like, I wish I could be like, oh no, I only have $100 million. Isn't that so sad? A lot of, even if you've been looking, side note, if you've been looking at like news or other articles about like finance and stuff like that, there's been a lot of analysts who are like really upset because they said and wrote articles years ago that MicroStrategy buying up all this Bitcoin would have no positive effect at all on the crypto space, on the company's stock, and all these other things. So upon seeing, as we spoke about like a couple of videos ago, because MicroStrategy is always in the news, that their stock, I believe, went up by over 1,000% over the course of a year. This kind of set people off, and they were like, how could this be? I don't understand. But also that other weird guy is also in the news all the time. Peter Schiff, I think that's him. The guy who really hates Bitcoin, but it's all he posts about on Twitter. It's kind of like, I think he secretly loves it, but like refuses to tell anyone at this point. All he writes is like negative stuff every day about Bitcoin. And I think his son also owns some Bitcoin as well. And like, anyway, MicroStrategy is back in the news. MicroStrategy strategy is getting completely out of hand. The last we heard from them on this channel, I think they had or hold, I think it's 300,000 Bitcoin. I don't remember the exact number. It was one of those like 338,814 bump, like those kinds of things. But it's a huge amount of Bitcoin. MicroStrategy has said before that their goal is to buy up all the Bitcoin, but people believe, or I think it was also said, that they are trying to acquire 1 million Bitcoin. If you've been missing out on the news as well, the reason why MicroStrategy has upped their game, if you will, and has been buying large amounts of Bitcoin, their recent Bitcoin purchase was over 50,000 Bitcoin. At once, it was billions of dollars, is once again broken record time because the United States is going to start buying Bitcoin as well. We have entered a world of hyper Bitcoinization. It is happening very quick, and I will add into this video as well. I hope everyone's not only been paying attention, but that you also maybe find a time to have a conversation with your portfolio to see if Bitcoin is right for you. They've re-announced. So MicroStrategy has been doing this for a half of a year now. Before, we heard about them, I want to say once a season. That seems like the kind of time frame. We heard that they were trying to raise money. It was normally, we're trying to raise $250 million. And then they would raise around like $380 million, which is still a staggering amount of money. And they would use that to buy Bitcoin. We would hear that they're trying to raise $400 million. That would be, then they would raise $700 million to go buy more Bitcoin. They've ramped it up since summertime We're hearing about them every 3 weeks now. It's like a little weird, namely because that they're trying to. So what, like I said, what MicroStrategy's strategy is now is to basically buy up as much Bitcoin as they can so that they kind of hold more Bitcoin than the entire United States. The number that the United States that we keep hearing is apparently over 1 million Bitcoin. The issue is that there is not 1 million Bitcoin that's actually liquid for the US to buy over a 5-year period. So we will probably live in a world, we are probably going to see a future where MicroStrategy has more Bitcoin than the United States of America. That's not a joke. Like, this is actually what's happening. We also know that other companies and countries are buying a lot as well. So, following their $4.6 billion acquisition of Bitcoin, they have announced that they're trying to raise another $1.75 billion. This is not part of the $42 billion that we heard a couple of months ago that they're also trying to raise. It's part of something called I think it's called 21 strategy, or it has some weird name, but 21 is in it. And this over the next 2 years, each year, they want to raise $21 billion, 21 being 21 million Bitcoin, to use it to buy Bitcoin. They plan on buying, as I said before, as much as they possibly can. But now it's getting like a little bit like intense. I mean, not that it wasn't intense before. You heard me over years as I kept on saying. I mean, I think it's kind of out of the window. It's a little sad, but I think I can admit it now. I think I would be satisfied with another billion people getting into the market. And I dare even say with another billion people getting into Bitcoin, owning either the 0.003 Bitcoin that could be allotted to every individual on the planet, and or 1 million Satoshis. I think I would personally really be happy because I want the wealth to spread around. It doesn't make any sense for the rich, on the screen, to become even richer. It's literally pointless to see billionaires become mega billionaires, become trillionaires, when Bitcoin is made for the people, made for the public. But irrespective of how many videos I make or how red or blue my face actually might get from talking about this topic for so long, it's probably not going to happen. So one of my wishes, not only for Christmas, but also for the next year of this bull run, is for another 100 million people, if not 500 million people, to get into the market and own something. Yeah, that's kind of all that I really have to say. MicroStrategy is going to continue on this full, it's not even full steam ahead. It's it's a new electric train that's going 700 kilometers every half an hour. It's going very, very fast. And we're going to continue hearing more about their acquisitions as the days go on. I can't imagine what 2025 is going to be like. Namely, from the perspective of, if we hear that the US is buying Bitcoin in 2025, every other company, I don't think this acquisition of $5 billion worth of Bitcoin is I think we're going to hear about $18 billion worth of acquisitions in a really short period of time. Yeah, the world is changing. I hope that you're changing along with it, because we're probably not going back to the world that we had before, as crazy as that sounds. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. Hope you all got something from it. Hope it jogs your brain, or has some kind of sparks, electricity, something going, hearing all of this stuff, because we're probably going to see $1 million Bitcoin faster than even the analysts are actually understanding. And once we get to a multi-million dollar Bitcoin, that's when I think a lot of people who could have gotten into the market, who weren't in the market, or people who feel like they didn't do enough, I think there's going to be a lot of annoyance, if you catch my drift. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.